Saying miracle, that's big chill. Give you zero, no good, good. That's a board wipe, no refill. We absolute, that's overkill. That destiny, you adopted that. I'm a hero.
Yugi peoples, welcome to the discussion video. All right, so unfortunate events happened. While I was at work trying to prepare for the tournament, I tried to use this wireless mic that I got with my camera, and it just was not working out right. And I switched my camera to external mic, and I did not switch it back to internal device. So the audio for the vlog was zero. There's absolutely no sound off in there, so I'm not going to upload that vlog. Unfortunately, my apologies to everybody who appeared in the vlog, and said something. I apologize to y'all. This is a mistake that I made that I will definitely not make again. I think this is the first time it's ever happened, and yeah, major apologies to all those people and to all my fans that were looking forward to the vlog. My apologies. So yeah. So this week will probably be like mostly discussion videos, a combo video, a deck profile of my regional deck, So this video right here will be a discussion of my deck choice. So going just like immediately to talk about it, check out Jaden BR's Facebook page, and he posts OCG decks a lot, and there was a deck that he posted. I believe it was by Red. He went 6-1 in one of the tournaments, and he's a pretty good hero player. Him and Adonis, I usually kind of look into whatever they're doing with heroes. And inside of Red's deck list, he was playing 45 cards, the 3 polymerizations and 3 liquid soldiers. And I was trying to think as to why he would do that, but one of the things, with them, they have the new Flame Wingman. So if you draw the Liquid Soldier and a hero of a different, attribute, then you can immediately, polymerization into your Flame Wingman, search out your favorite contact, and then tribute him into Sunrise. And then let's say you didn't open up another monster, you don't have another monster get on the board, then you can just use that Miracle Fusion, bring out another one of your hero fusions, link those off into Inferno Devicer, search out your vanilla Neos, and you still have your elemental hero Sunrise pop. So while I was looking at his deck, I was like, oh, in the TCG, I could do 3 liquid soldiers, but bringing out Sunrise is not really all that effective for us because we don't get that added Flame Wingman bridge off inside of there to get the favorite contact to do that. So instead, what I decided to do was, instead of running 3 liquid soldiers, I decided to run 3 deniers. So I ran the 3 deniers, 3 polys. I ran 3 Vions, just like his had off in there. The only I think the big major differences was I ran 3 denier instead of 3 liquid soldier, and then I also ran 3 Ferris instead of just the 1 like he did. So yeah, so my deck was inspired by his deck list. My deck was also 45 cards. Hand trap wise, I decided to go with just the most effective ones, or at least the ones I felt like were most effective. I played 3 Ash, 3 Gamma with Driver, then 2 Nib and 2 Drolls. Because at first I was gonna play Crossout Designator, but then I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna build my deck to play around the main culprit that I was afraid of, and that was what's his name? Droll and Lockbird. So going into the regional, there were 3 things I wanted to be able to do with my deck, and I'm just gonna tell y'all what those 3 things are, and I'm gonna tell y'all what my plan was to do those 3 things. All right, so number 1, as a hero player, I feel with Wake Up Your Elemental Hero, we've kind of gotten rid of the Nib issue. Nib is not really all that big for us. Some people do the double plasma play. Me, I'm just not a big fan of the double plasma play. And then the only reason why I'm not a big fan of it is because sometimes you have to do your Fusion Destiny combo, and when you do that, it's just having double plasma off inside of there, you're not going to be able to special summon out that Stratos or your Wake Up Elemental Hero in order to be able to do stuff. So I didn't want to run the double plasma thing because I felt I draw Fusion Destiny quite a bit, and even towards the the end of my combo, when I draw it, if I've already started doing DPE stuff, and I decide I do want to activate it to bring out Dystopia, then I still can't do my my Stratos special summon Wake Up play. So I decided to avoid that combo line. And yeah, so basically the thought idea number one was to play around Droll. So in order to play around Droll, what I mostly wanted to be able to do is either open up with the Denier or open up with the Mally inside of my hand, and either open up with like something like Ferris. Like one way to get to Ferris, as long as I have Ferris and either one of those Destiny Hero monsters to discard, I can go my Ferris, discard it, increase tribute Ferris, special summon out Vion, use Vion effect to send whichever one I didn't have with Ferris, and then I can banish the Ferris with Vion's effect to add the polymerization. So now if my opponent does Droll me, I already have Poly, I can use it twice, and like a lot of times what I tried to do was, depending on the situation, if I can't search in that situation, what I would try to do is do Dread Decimator with DPE and Dystopia on the board. That way, I have two pops. I have the one pop with Dystopia and then the one pop with DPE. So yeah, that was kind of like my goal line of thinking. I got Drolled a total of 6 times. I want to say I got Drolled 6 times. 5 of them games I still managed to win. One of them I lost. It just wasn't, too much I could do after I got Drolled. Unfortunately, it just wasn't anything that I could do. 4 of those matches, 4 of those games that I got Drolled, I still ended up, I want to say like one of them might have turned into like a grindy, but I still kind of like OTK'd my opponent through it anyway. Like the deck, Mally, Denier, having them with your Poly and stuff and setting up with DPE is just like, it makes it so easy because you can like, do Dread Decimator plays, have, whatever. So yeah, and then one of them was against Dark World, and I opened up Mass Change anyway, so I like double Dark Lawed him. Even though he had like Lava Golem me, I still was able to have that extra dark monster out there. I prepared for it because it's like, dang, I'm gonna end on DPE Dark Law, but if he Lava Golems me, I might lose the match. So let me go ahead and get this Denier out there. Even though I can't activate his effect to put Mally back on top, I felt like it was safer to have him than it wasn't. So yeah, that way when he does Lava Golem me, I can just flip up this other Mass change my Denier into Dark Law also, and hope that he can't play through it. So yeah, that was goal number 1 for my deck. It worked out very effectively. Like I won, like I said, out of the 6 times I got Drolled, I managed to win 5 of those games anyway, so it didn't matter. Yeah. So yeah, that was very much accomplished. Goal number 2 was to not have to activate my DPE's effect to pop himself and wake up your elemental hero during the main phase, because I wanted to play Dark Angel. So a lot of the times, and I think like D-Time actually like talked about this. He did a little video about the incorrect activation of DPE and wake up your elemental hero. And like he said, some people are doing it during the main phase. You go activate DPE effect, and then they chain Nib, and you just lost your DPE, your wake up your elemental hero. So yeah, you want to be able to go into the end phase and activate the effect. But me, I wanted my end board to be DPE, Dark Law, Dark Angel, and in order to activate Dark Angel's effect, you need that 3rd Destiny Hero monster inside of your graveyard. So that's another reason why I ran, the 3 Deniers, because like a lot of times I was able to dump that extra Denier off inside of there, or yeah, because like a lot of times, towards the end of my combo, I would draw out like the Fusion Destiny, and it's like, okay, I can go ahead and make Dystopia also. And just depend, like it would all depend on like my combo line, my hand, and what all I had and stuff. But even off of my Liquid Soldier draw, sometimes I would draw that extra Denier and I would just like drop it off inside of there. It also kind of helped with having to worry about bestial monsters and stuff like that, because like there were just sometimes where they banish that Denier, and it's just like if you have an extra one, like even though you won't be able to do it again, that turn later on in the game, it could make a difference. So yeah, that was my 3rd goal of the deck. My 2nd goal of the deck was to get that 3rd Destiny Hero monster inside of my graveyard without having to pop my DPE to make him the 3rd one that I needed off in there, because if he gets nibbed, then like I'm really just losing the game. So the options were, I went ahead and ran the third Denier, because like I said, it just worked best with Ferris. There were like plenty of times where I was just like, all right, just discard the denier off of Ferris, do my Vion, send the Mally, banish the Ferris, add the polymerization. You know, if I get Droll, fine. If not, you know, we going off. And yeah, it worked out fine. The other option was also dangerous. I know a lot of people have cut Destiny Hero Dangerous from their extra deck. You know, I decided to go ahead and put him off in there because there are some combo lines in which I could use him as my third Destiny Hero monster off inside of there. That way I didn't have to pop my DPE to have him off in there. Like I wanted my inboard all day to be, you know, either or like my main inboard would be the Dark Angel on my opponent's side of the board with DPE Dark Law. I felt like, you know, it's a very powerful inboard. It prevents my opponent from doing a lot of things. And yeah, I just wanted that to be my inboard. So that was, you know, goal number 2 was to have that third Destiny Hero monster inside of my graveyard because I don't want to pop my DPE during the main phase and get nibbed. So that worked out perfectly fine. Like I said, sometimes it was, you know, that extra denier or so that I had off in there, and sometimes it was Destiny Hero Dangerous. I felt like Dangerous like kind of like overperformed for me in the tournament. It was very, very, very good. It was very effective and good. Like I did not mind having him inside of my extra deck. Like after playing with him, you know, this weekend, I was like, man, I actually kind of missed having Denier off inside of there. So yeah, so we did that. Yeah, that was pretty good. Destiny Hero, Darkwing Duck, you know, y'all might want to put them back off inside of there because you don't want to be popping your DPE during the main phase, you know. And yeah, that was goal number 2. And then goal number 3 was, you know, there are a whole bunch of main decked evenly matches out there, you know, whether it's at 2 or 3, people are evenly matched you. So I wanted my inboard to be effective against evenly matched. And so, you know, my inboard did end up being effective against evenly matched because, you know, they have Dark Angel on their side of the board. So even if they try to suicide it into my Wonder Driver, you know, I get rid of the Wonder Driver and stuff. And, you know, at the end of the battle phase, they can go like evenly matched or, you know, try to do whatever and stuff. But they still have their 2 monsters out there, and I still have my DPE and my Dark Law, you know, 2 and 2. So it was good. Yeah, the plan worked out perfectly. I didn't have to worry about evenly matched. I think like one person tried to do it and it just didn't do anything. So yeah, Dark Angel, definitely one of the better cards. And yeah, like that card was just like really, really effective. It's so good against Kashtira, against Branded, against what's the other, against runic variants and everything and stuff. It's just like you have to think like, you know, game 1 you don't know, but if you're going into into game 2, you have to think about, all right, this deck, it has a normal summon, and then does it have some kind of inherent special summon or some way to special summon outside of their outside of a spell card? Because if they do, then what you need to do is be able to build your board to have the Sunrise DPE Dystopia board so that you can have 2 pops. You know, you got to pop the normal summon, then whatever the inherent special summon is, you got to be able to pop that with Dystopia or DPE, whichever order you decide to do them in. So yeah, so all in all though, you know, the deck, it performed very well. I think there was only one game the entire day where the hand that I drew was just like, it was all monster cards, and I was like, dang, there's just like really nothing I could do. But like every game, you know, I had a couple plays, you know, and I would try, you know, to play through my opponent's board, to play into my opponent's board, just to see if my opponent would make a play mistake and, you know, give me the chance to win the game. And it actually did happen one game. I played against it was against a Sprite Nimble player, and he allowed one of my cards to go through. And, you know, it comes in like a lot of people don't know how to play against heroes a lot. And I want to say it was Poly. He decided not to negate the Poly with the carrot, I think it is, to negate spell cards. And yeah, because he allowed that to go through and make the DPE, I was actually able to make like some pretty crazy plays and like be able to, you know, win that game. So it was pretty crazy. I probably should not have won that game, but you know, I feel like if you have some plays to be able to make, and like in my position, I always consider this, like when I go into a tournament, whenever I go play in any tournament, I always figure like all my stuff is all heroed out. My deck sleeves, my field center, my playmat, everything, it says hero on it. My deck box literally says hero. So I assume that my opponent knows that I'm on hero. So, you know, a lot of people like to scoop, you know, if they're not revealed their deck. But, you know, like, especially like in my local tournaments, probably even like at a regional level, maybe not so much at a YCS, but, you know, even at a regional level, you know, a lot of people know me. They know who I am. They all know that I'm playing heroes anyway. So it doesn't make any point for me to just scoop without playing anything and be like, oh, you know, now my opponent will have to guess what I'm playing when they already know that I'm playing heroes anyway. So, you know, I was just like a couple boards I decided to play into them, and it wasn't necessarily like they whether went first, but I just like if they don't use their negate properly, I can still win this game. And, you know, it did work out one game. I won a game I definitely should not have won. So, you know, that's the thing right there too. But yeah, this discussion was just about the 3 main points of my deck, why I ran the 3 deniers. Yeah, you know, play through Droll or play around Droll by letting polymerization be my first ad, because, you know, opening up with a Destiny Hero monster and the other one with Vion, being able to get there was good all day. And then the other thing, being able to not be forced to pop my DPE during the main phase and get nibbed. You know, goal number 2, the deniers, the dangerous helped me do that. And then goal number 3, you know, not get evenly matched for my life. And yeah, Dark Angel, you know, helped with that. So, you know, I felt like those were the 3 main threats going into the thing, was Droll, Nib, and evenly matched, you know, and I wanted to be able to play through those, play around those, and, you know, only the Droll, the 1 out of 6 got me. No nibs got me. I did not lose to nib the entire day, and I did not lose to evenly matched the entire day. So yeah, the deck did exactly what it did. You know, unfortunately, I got that loss in time to, you know, Red Resonator gaining 3,200 life points. You know, we'll talk about that game on tomorrow's discussion video. So yeah, those were the 3 main points of my deck. It accomplished it. 45 cards. I main deck 3 poly, 3 denier, 3 fairs. It was pretty good. Like, I have no complaints about the deck, you know, and, you know, I did the best that I could. So appreciate everybody for staying a while to listen, and I will catch y'all on the next visual.
Man, he come through, he level up, he go cool, he's shining out and popping to over 9K. That's a breakthrough. We on top now. Here's a look at our world.